From the terraces of Salford to the summit of world football, few players have defined an era at one club quite like Paul Scholes. Born on November 16, 1974, Scholes grew up in Langworthy, Salford, just a few miles from Old Trafford. Raised in a working-class family, football quickly became the centre of his life. He supported Manchester United as a boy and spent countless hours playing in local parks and school playgrounds. Even at a young age, coaches noticed something different about him. He wasn't physically dominant or particularly vocal, but he saw passes other players simply couldn't see. At 14 years old, Scholes joined the youth system at Manchester United F.C, developing alongside future legends like David Beckham, Ryan Giggs, Gary Neville, Phil Neville and Nicky Butt. Together, they would become known as the legendary class of '92, a generation that changed English football forever. Scholes made his first team debut in September 1994 against Port Vale in the League Cup and scored twice. It was the perfect introduction. Calm in possession, intelligent in movement, and fearless in front of goal, he looked completely at home despite being only 19 years old. By the mid-1990s, manager Alex Ferguson was building a new Manchester United team around youth, energy, and attacking football. Scholes quickly became one of Ferguson's most trusted players because of his incredible football IQ and relentless work ethic in training. Early in his career, Scholes often played as an attacking midfielder or second striker. His timing into the box became one of the deadliest weapons in English football. During the 1996-97 season, he scored 10 Premier League goals as United retained the title. Over time, his role evolved deeper into midfield where his passing range and control would define an entire era. Across 20 seasons with Manchester United, Scholes played 718 matches and scored 155 goals. For a midfielder, those numbers are extraordinary, but statistics alone cannot explain his greatness. Scholes had a unique understanding of space and tempo. He could slow a game down with a single touch or split a defense apart with one perfectly weighted pass. His trademark long-range shooting produced some unforgettable goals, volleys, half-volleys, and thunderous strikes from outside the box that became part of Premier League history. One of the defining characteristics of Scholes' career was consistency. While other players relied on pace or athleticism, Scholes relied on technique and intelligence. Even into his late 30s, he could dominate matches against younger opponents simply by reading the game faster than everyone else. Former teammates often spoke about how difficult he was to dispossess in training. Rio Ferdinand once described him as a joke in five-a-side games because nobody could get the ball off him. Training sessions at Carrington became legendary for Scholes controlling play effortlessly while barely seeming to move. During his career, Scholes won 11 Premier League titles, 3 FA Cups, 2 League Cups, 2 UEFA Champions League trophies, 1 FIFA Club World Cup. Only a tiny group of players in football history can match that collection of honours. One of his greatest moments came in 2008 during the Champions League semi-final against FC Barcelona. With the tie balanced at 0-0, Scholes struck a stunning first-time effort into the top corner from outside the penalty area. It remains one of the most iconic goals ever scored at Old Trafford and sent United to the final in Moscow. Ironically, 9 years earlier, Scholes had missed the 1999 Champions League final against FC Bayern Munich through suspension. Despite helping United reach the final during their historic treble-winning season, he could only watch from the sidelines as his teammates completed one of football's greatest comebacks. In his autobiography, Scholes wrote, "Winning the European Cup was all I'd ever dreamed about. Missing the final was torture." That disappointment stayed with him for years, which made the triumphs in 2008 and 2011 even more meaningful. Scholes was never interested in celebrity culture. Unlike many modern footballers, he rarely gave interviews, avoided social media, and preferred a quiet private life with his family. In his autobiography, he admitted, "I hated the idea of being famous. I just wanted to play football." That humility became one of the reasons fans respected him so deeply. His influence stretched far beyond England. Some of the greatest players in history openly admired him. Zinedine Zidane famously said, "My toughest opponent? Scholes of Manchester. He is the complete midfielder." Xavi called him the best central midfielder I've seen in the last 15 to 20 years. Andrea Pirlo once admitted, Scholes was the midfielder who had everything. Even Pep Guardiola reportedly described Scholes as the best midfielder of his generation. For the England national football team, Scholes earned 66 caps and scored 14 goals. However, his international career was often complicated by tactical decisions and constant changes in position. Despite this, he represented England at major tournaments including UEFA Euro 2000, the 2002 World Cup, UEFA Euro 2004, and the 2006 World Cup. Many believe England never truly used him correctly. Playing alongside stars like Steven Gerrard and Frank Lampard, Scholes was frequently shifted out wide despite being most effective through the centre. After initially retiring in 2011, Scholes stunned football by returning just months later during an injury crisis at Manchester United. Wearing the number 22 shirt, he immediately transformed the midfield again. His composure and experience helped guide United to another Premier League title in 2013, the final title of Ferguson's legendary career. When Scholes finally retired for good, football lost one of its purest talents. He was never the loudest player. He rarely chased headlines. But week after week, season after season, Paul Scholes mastered the game through intelligence, discipline, technique, and complete dedication to football itself. No drama. No ego. Just brilliance. And that is why Paul Scholes remains not only a Manchester United legend, but a true footballing icon. If you enjoyed this episode of True Footballing Icons, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss another story from football history. And let us know in the comments, where does Paul Scholes rank among the greatest midfielders of all time?